Born on the poor Outer Rim mining planet of Apatros in 1026 BBY, Dessel was raised by Hurst, an alcoholic, abusive man who referred to his son as the bane of his existence. Blaming Dessel for the death of his wife in childbirth, the boy suffered the scorn and cruelty of Hurst and his friends for many years, continuing even as Dessel turned 16 and started working with them as a miner for Outer Rim ore works, enduring hazardous, back-breaking conditions to extract cortosis ore for the Republic and other clients of the company. Though the work was difficult, it shaped Dessel, who was already tall, into a large, heavily muscled man, strengthened further by the regular beatings he suffered from his colleagues. Yet his greatest gift was unknown to all, including himself, as Dessel was born a powerful Force-sensitive, one of the rare beings capable of harnessing the primordial energy flowing through all living things, using it to increase their physical and mental abilities. Though Dessel was untrained and did not realize he was using the Force, he understood from an early age he was special, with greater luck and intuition than others, sometimes able to sense things before they happened. Despite working to provide for himself, Hurst continued to abuse his son until the age of 18, when Dessel challenged his authority, resulting in a beating that left him near death. As Dessel lay in bed that night, enraged and suffering intense pain, he imagined the death of his father, picturing a hand squeezing his heart. In the morning, Hurst was dead of a supposed heart attack, though in truth, Dessel killed his father through the use of raw, undeveloped, dark side power. As the years went on, Dessel learned to stand up for himself against the other miners and was largely left alone, allowing him to focus on working as much as possible so he might pay off the ever-mounting debt owed to Outer Rim ore works and leave Apatros. Yet the hatred for Dessel felt by his colleagues remained, especially with Gerd, a close friend of Hurst, who got drunk and attacked him on the 5th anniversary of his father's death. Receiving a Force premonition during the fight, Dessel turned his head in time to bite off Gerd's thumb, defeating the drunken miner. Despite claiming self-defense, Dessel was suspended for several days, and so went to the local cantina to make money gambling at the sabacc table. A great card player, Dessel won by unknowingly using the Force to predict outcomes, and through psychological manipulation, insulting and mocking his opponents, so anger might cloud their judgment. Playing against a group of Republic officers, his efforts created a deepening tension in the cantina, as Dessel's dark side aura began to influence spectators and participants, resulting in a near riot when he won the high-stakes final round through a near-miraculous pure sabacc. Drunk and convinced Dessel was cheating, the defeated Republic ensign started to yell and make a scene, insulting the miners and their world. On the precipice of violence, Groshek, owner of the cantina, kicked everyone out, except his friend Dessel, hoping to keep him safe from the Republic officers who might be waiting outside. Yet this precaution was not enough, as they waited for hours to attack Des on his way home. Using the Force to sense what would occur, he gained the upper hand and stabbed the Republic ensign with his own vibroblade, causing the officer's friends to run and report his death. Knowing he would be accused of murder, Dessel returned to the cantina and sought help from his only friend, Groshek, who used his contacts to get the young man off-world. However, his contact would help on the condition Dessel joined the Sith army, fighting for the Brotherhood of Darkness against the Jedi and Republic. Reformed and led by the Dark Lord Skier Khan, the Brotherhood of Darkness was the latest iteration of the new Sith Order, founded in 2000 BBY by Darth Ruin, continuing a legacy dating back to 7000 BBY, when Ajunta Paul and his followers rebelled against the Jedi Order, resulting in the 100-Year Darkness, which left the Dark Jedi defeated and exiled. Yet this was only the beginning of their journey, as they found the dark side world of Korriban, intermixing with the native Sith population to create the old Sith Order and Empire that endured for thousands of years, and was reformed multiple times after its initial collapse. The new Sith Order, therefore, continued their predecessors' struggle, waging 1,000 years of war against the Jedi and Republic. Yet it seemed every time the Sith were on the rise with the potential to conquer the galaxy, they were undone by internal division and betrayal, as ambitious Sith Lords fought for supremacy. Recognizing this weakness, Skier Khan created his own new Sith faction named the Brotherhood of Darkness, an egalitarian order where anyone powerful enough to join their ranks was granted the title Dark Lord and had a voice in their decisions. Raised from childhood as a Jedi, Skier Khan was a charming, charismatic leader and powerful Force user who grew increasingly radicalized over their wars with the Sith, blaming the passive nature and non-interventionist policies of the Order for the enemy's gains across the galaxy. Upon achieving the rank of Master, Khan and his followers left the Jedi entirely in 1010 BBY and took the fight directly to the Sith, tracking down disparate Sith Lords to defeat them all. His victory was so complete, the Jedi Order even sent a message of congratulations, all the while failing to see that Khan was now of the dark side, reigning as Dark Lord over a united Sith Order and Empire. Coming to believe the light side Jedi were the greatest enemy to peace in the galaxy, Skier Khan sought out the dark side and knowledge of the Sith, but also recognized a fundamental flaw in their teachings, as they focused too much on individual power, creating an endless cycle of betrayal and assassinations, as the only way for subordinates to gain greater authority and position. Determined to end this cycle of failure, Khan created the Brotherhood of Darkness, doing what almost no other Sith Lord in history would ever consider by voluntarily surrendering some of his power to form a leadership council where every member was a Dark Lord of equal standing. Enacting his philosophy of rule by the strong, Khan remained in a position of leadership, but now brought his ideas to the council where they voted on how to proceed. Convincing many this was the only way their order could remain united and destroy their enemies, Khan won the loyalty of many Sith warlords like Cortus and Kasim during his campaign of conquest. Though he now had an army of Sith Lords at his command, in addition to Dark Jedi like Kopaj and Lator, Khan knew it was still nowhere near enough to defeat the Republic, and so grew the Brotherhood into a true galactic power by recruiting all Force-sensitive citizens from their worlds to train in specialized Sith academies, while non-Force users were brought into their military. Seeking to end 1,000 years of war, Skier Khan and the Brotherhood of Darkness invaded the Republic in 1006 BBY, winning the critical Battle of Korriban to take back their ancestral home. Under the command of Dark Lord Cortus, Korriban hosted their most prestigious Sith Academy, where only the most promising Force users were sent to become Sith Lords, the equivalent of Jedi Masters. Growing their strength significantly, the height of their power saw the Brotherhood with an army of 20,000 Sith, alongside their traditional military and fleet, bringing the Republic and Jedi Order to the very edge of total defeat. Recruited into the Gloom Walkers, one of many frontline Sith military units, Dessel's unique abilities quickly made him a respected leader, responsible for their victories and relatively low casualty rate. Promoted to sergeant under Lieutenant Ulabor, an ambitious officer happy to take credit for their successes, Dessel was left with operational control over the unit as they fought on Kashyyyk, Trandosha, and Phaseera. Yet things fell apart during the Battle of Phaseera when Lieutenant Ulabor ordered the Gloomwalkers on a suicide mission because he was afraid to confront his Sith Lord superior, despite Dessel explaining a simple adjustment to their plan would save many lives. Unwilling to lead his soldiers into slaughter, Dessel knocked Ulabor unconscious and took command of the unit. Implementing a revised plan, the sergeant was temporarily blinded by a flash grenade during the battle, causing him to use his powers to continue firing his weapon, seeing his targets through the Force. When the triumphant Gloomwalkers returned to camp, Lieutenant Ulabor was waiting with military police, who arrested Dessel to take for court-martial. Though the Gloomwalkers were ready to fight for him, he shook his head and allowed himself to be arrested, once again saving their lives. Fortunately for the sergeant, his notoriety and recent transgression brought him to the attention of Sith Lord Kopaj, a close ally of Skier Khan, who rather than admonish him, praised Dessel for his many victories with the Gloomwalkers, before revealing he was Force-sensitive. Sensing great potential in the former miner, Kopaj sent him to the Sith Academy on Korriban, where he might train to become a Sith Master. Shocked but mindful of this incredible opportunity, Dessel happily agreed and even followed in Sith tradition by taking a new name. Remembering his childhood and the cruelty of his father, Dessel became Bane before leaving for Korriban. A special thanks to all those who contribute to Civilization X, like Tim, PB Zelos the Dark Trollin, SithBen24, and Tom Moonstruck Waters. If you'd like to help the channel, be sure to give a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and click on the links below, or else go to patreon.com/civilizationx, where you can gain early access to videos, vote on future content, and watch the Patreon-only series, Heroes of Lore and Legend.